As soon as we log on to Jartex and we check the Gens game mode, we can see that it slowly dies each day. But Climbby, in the beginning there were like 300 people wanting to play. What's happening? Why is it dying? Well, one of the reasons it's because Monday and like classes happen and stuff. But the second reason it's because the game is not perfect. There are some issues that need to be fixed. Now these aren't really like functionality issues, but I think these can be balanced in a way that makes the game more fun and enjoyable, so let's get at it. Now, one thing that I appreciate about the admins is that they didn't make the game pay to win. But there is another problem that's like, it's not pay to win, it's like have friends to win. Which is kinda difficult for those who don't have trustworthy friends. But yeah, I'm right here with my humble 50 gens. But then there's like people with 300 gens or whatever they have. And that's like very OP because you get like 7 times more money. And it's not like only 7 times because the gens increase. It's like I might not be able to be here at a certain period, but like if I have a teammate, it might be here when I'm not able to. In my opinion, a fix to this would be to make it so there is a solo game mode and a co-op game mode, which is the one that we'll play right now, and make it so only the solo islands can participate in the island top. This will make it so people can still play the game mode with their friends if they want to like progress more quickly and have more money and stuff, but like for the people who actually want to grind for the leaderboards, it gets kind of difficult. I get the point that you guys want like people to invite their friends to play and stuff, but like I'd say this is more fair, just having a solo profile. I'd say another easy fix would be increasing the cost of the island stars. If you have like 1 player in your island, it costs like 1 billion, just like it's here. If you have 2 players, it costs 3 billion. If you have 3 players, it costs 5 and whatever. Now another problem that we have is that enchantments are too difficult to get. And I'm not talking about tier 1s of course, I'm talking about the tier 3 enchantments. And like, you can see that people are complaining all the time that they don't get their tier 3 enchantments, and they're not just crying, like, it's genuinely difficult to get these tier 3 enchantments and even the tier 2s. And this makes sense because the admins want the game to last for a very long time, but this can all be fixed. Now my suggestion is make the essence cost for wooden, stone and iron tools different. I don't really have an iron tool right now, but imagine like this enchantment costs 15 essence, this one costs 30, just like normal, as it is right now. Make it so the iron tools, which I don't have right now, make it so it costs like 50. But there is a catch, we don't want to make it that much harder for people, but make it so you can only get tier 2 enchantments on stone tools and tier 3 enchantments only available on iron tools. Now I suggest like buffing the chance overall. I'd say something like start by the default being like 10% chance of getting tier 3 enchantments, and as you upgrade like to the tier 2, you get like a 15% chance, and when you get to tier 3 you get a 20% chance. And make it so the same thing happens with the tier 2 in the stone pickaxes. Or another thing that I suggest is, you see Mr. Farmer John over here is not really used much, which is a shame. So you can make it so this little guy hosts a little event just like Jacob's event on Hypixel Skyblock. You guys might have heard of it. Instead of these like events that not many people care about, make it so like let's say at 2 PM there is a wheat contest, 4 PM something like carrots, 6 PM oak wood, 8 PM birch wood, 10 PM fighting monsters or something. Like do it something like that and make the event last like, I don't know, 10 to 20 minutes, half an hour, however much time you want. But I feel like those events will be better. And what's the price for the events? So I thought about giving some use to the blacksmith NPC as well, because right now he's kinda useless. Poor guy, and there's even enchantment tables right here. So what I planned was like, every time you win one of those events, based on your placement, you get either a special type of currency or some more essence, and make it so you can buy all the enchantments in the blacksmith van NPC for either the currency or an absurd amount of essence. Like let's say 150 essence for a random tier 3 enchant, which is like 150 is absurd by the way. Now one thing is that the admins realized that the enchantments were too OP. I was proccing Sugar Rush and Explosive all the time, and now I only proc the Explosive or the Face Rush. Not Face Rush, Sugar Rush. Like, it takes so long. I'm gonna farm like 1 inventory of carrots, and the sugar rush enchant is gonna activate like once or twice. It's like the chances are insane. The explosive one happens every once in a while, but still, it's nothing like it was before. So yeah, they hard nerfed these enchants, and I feel like this makes it very unenjoyable to grind. But yeah, this makes the enchants look like useless. So I would suggest making the chances a bit higher for the stuff to activate, but make the enchants less effective overall. Like instead of the explosion radius being like 5 or whatever it is right now, make it like 3 for the tier 3, and make it so the sugar rush, instead of giving speed 4 and the Answers boost or whatever it gives, make it give like speed 3 or whatever. But yeah, it should be activated more often. It feels like I have only one enchant in the hole right now, and I spent so long for this tier 3. Another issue that you might have noticed is that the game feels very exciting when you first start. The first 20 levels are a breeze. Now, past the 20 levels, it's still playable. Like, you can still enjoy the game a lot with those quests, like the dog quest, the fishing quest. Those are all exciting quests, in my opinion. Because, wow, quest, something else to do. Very cool. But, like, once you get to level 45 and you have to grind wood, then it gets a bit boring, you know? But, like, that's not even the biggest problem. The biggest problem comes when you get to level like 55, 59, 60, 70. I've not gotten to 70 or 60, but I can imagine how it is. I haven't been playing for a few days, so that's why I'm so far behind on the leaderboard. Like, from the 59th level and the 68th, you can see there is a difference of like 150 slots. That means something. It means that the levels are broken, the curve is too high. The only people that are here on the top are like actually grinding the game mode, like every day. Something that I suggest to fix this, don't ever reset this game mode. If the things are difficult right here, like playing it for hundreds and hundreds of hours and just losing all of it once it resets, it's like extremely demotivating. It's even more demotivating if you don't even get the rewards, so like I'd say don't reset this game mode and leave it as hard as it is, because it's hella hard. But instead, add the solo game mode, as I've said, where the experience gain is actually increased, and make it so we can go through the levels a bit more easier. Because right now, only one people has gone to level 100, and most people are not even close. And it's been like 2 or 3 weeks since launching. My suspicion is that the new world gets unlocked at level 100 with the Enderman NPC, but we can't even see it because it's so unreachable, it's crazy. Like, after 3 weeks, only one person reaching this stage of the game, it's like actually crazy. Now, to make it like exciting for the grinders to play that solo profile, make it so it happens only for a week. Like, you only have a week to grind, but make it so that week happens every month. Now, this might be a bit confusing to you. This is like how bingo events happen with Skyblock. I'm gonna give like an example, make it so it happens like every month, but instead of being like day 1 to 30, make it like 1 to 7. Every 1 to 7 days of the beginning of each month are like grind week. Anyways, in my opinion, there's also like some things that should be changed, like the economy is like kinda broken. That's not really stuff that competes to me, a normal player, to decide. I do think it's broken. Some deep calculations would be needed to calculate. I think these changes would make the game a lot more fun and exciting. Let me know if you agree with me in the comments, and I'll see you all next time.